Okay, so we're going to change it up a little bit for you now. This is obviously a very different type of hairdressing. I think, you know, what we do in the salon every day is obviously working on our clients, but like I said to you earlier, it's important for us as a company, you know, TIGI, that we really understand what's happening in the fashion world. Clothes drive what we do with hair. It's very, very important that we understand that. And whether it's commercial, whether it's things that come down to, you know, a situation where people are wearing something a little bit more classic, it's the same type of thing, but ultimately, the clothes will always dictate what we do with hair. The fashion business, I think, is obviously, I'm sure quite a few of you in the audience work in this arena. It's a very different world. We're very fortunate here in the US New York Fashion Week is probably my favorite fashion week out of the 4 that I do between Paris, Milan, and London. But what we want to do for you today is do 2 things. We're going to do some spring-summer looks, which obviously is right now, and then we're going to showcase 5 looks which are autumn-winter. It's an exclusive. We've got a great relationship with designers where they allow us to use the clothes. We've all got everything, you know, it's a full total image rather than just doing hair that doesn't really work with the outfit. This particular look is by a designer from London called Mark Fast, and the inspiration behind this show was very kind of gothic, you know, sort of late 70s, early 80s. Camden in London was an area where there was this sort of big gothic movement. So it was inspired by that, but then making up today. This is not something that you're going to wear to go to the shop or, you know, go running in or, you know, your daily routine. It's a conceptual thing, so it's about what happens on a runway. But as I work through, it'll hopefully make sense to you. It's a black synthetic wig. I've kind of worked and molded it, and I've used the heat to sort of buckle and bend. I'm using a product from the Session series, which is called Work It, which just allows you to, it's quite strong, but it's light on the way that it hits the hair. So it allows you to kind of really maneuver and keep pushing it around and working it. You'll see a few pins, you'll see things that shouldn't be there. That's what we like. It's that quirkiness, that sort of slightly off-kilt thing. So I'm going to carry on, and I'll pass you over to my team. Oh, by the way, this is my assistant. Give her a large round of applause. Devin Graciano from LA, who's part of my team in New York. But I'd like to hand you over at this point to Adriana, who's one of our session directors here in the US. So give her a round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning. So fashion is a huge source of inspiration for me, whether you're working with clients or, you know, you are working on runway shows or inside of the fashion world. First of all, this is Brandon Pope. He also works with us in Fashion Week. So I am working a look from Spring Summer 14, so very on trend, from a designer called Mara Hoffman, which, if you don't know her, her designs are very vibrant and bright. She has a very light energy about her. So this was all about the sleek sheen of the front and that strong strength of the center part, and then that really clean braid into the embellishment of the extension braids, which were made individually for each model. So you'll see the way that when the movement of the dress and the movement of the hair, the way that all plays together, it's really beautiful. And then she has a lot of cultural references, so working with these native Guatemalan belts that she actually got from Guatemala, and this is direct from the designer. So a very exciting show and a very exciting designer to keep your eye on, and you'll see the whole thing when we have the big reveal. So thank you so much. I'm going to keep going.
Thank you, Adriana. Okay, so another part of our session team here in the US. We've worked together for many years. She's a fabulous hairdresser. Big round of applause for Miss Kimberly Wiltz, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, just listening to the inspiration or what guides us as we're working with these particular looks, I'm always excited whenever I get to work with structure. For some reason, my eye goes straight to where there's structure involved. And so this particular look, had a great time working with the team for a designer called The Blondes. And anytime we get a chance to work with the Blondes, I always know that we're in for a question, a curiosity, as far as like, how do we get that look? You know, how are we going to work to get this? So this particular inspiration was more of a futuristic, sort of alien kind of a character in the future, what that would look like. And so the clothes actually match that particular look. And then the ball that you see, how we prep this, starting off with just a really tight, high ponytail. So control precision within that ponytail. And then creating a braided top knot as a base. And then the blonde ball, it's basically made out of a synthetic styrofoam round ball. So styrofoam ball and then synthetic blonde hair around, grooming it. And the goal is that the model's hair will actually complement the lines of the actual ball. So you can see how it's almost like it draws your eye to curiosity, like what is that? And so it's a really strong look. I love working with it. Going through with the catwalk line to give more of that shellac to the actual ball. And this is the blondes, spring, summer 2014. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kimberly. So, just while we're just about to finish off, I want to bring two more of our girls out from this from spring, summer, and I'll explain a little bit about what we did with their particular looks. Thank you. Okay, so just quickly, I'll come through. Give the girls a round of applause. Thank you. We'll come through to this particular look. This is from a London designer called Antipodium. And this, again, this was inspired by, you know, when you're putting your jumper on or a T-shirt, your hair gets tucked in. We quite like that idea. So if you just turn a little bit, you can see the dress is sort of translucent. So you can see this hair still inside. This is very much about the little kind of tweaks on the hair where we've used very, very little product, moosing the roots to get a little bit of movement there, but the ends are very light, almost whimsical, so you get this very sort of delicate, a bit schoolgirly, really, and that kind of vibe. I love this type of hair. It's very much, you know, about the feeling, and I think it works really well with the collection. So that's Antipodium. Thank you. This particular look is by a designer called Ruffian. We work with them each season. They're from New York. They're two they've become great friends of ours. This was sort of inspired by, you know, a girl that had been out partying for a few days. She'd set and done her hair, but she'd kind of forgotten about it, where it's almost fallen out. And I think we can get inspired by the sort of weird stuff rather than always things looking beautiful. It still looks great with the clothes, but the hair can look a little bit quirky. So it's just about almost setting the hair in an opposite way that you would normally do to a client where you want a perfect wave, just so you get these buckles in the hair. So that's Ruffian Spring Summer. So thank you very much. Thanks to the girls. Thank you. Open finish now, yeah? Okay, so let's go back over to Kimberly.
So, yeah, this is basically the inspiration. You can see how the total look just really works, and it draws your eye to it. It's eye-catching, it's risky, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay, Adriana.
All right, everybody. Mara Hoffman, Spring Summer 14. You can see that embellishment with the long, exaggerated braid, really bringing together that youthful vibrance, tying it together with the clothes. So I hope you enjoy it. Please pay attention to that passion that is the fashion industry, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Adriana. Beautiful work. Okay, so there's my finished look. This is the Spring Summer look for Mark Fast. He's a knitwear designer, so we wanted to kind of get that sort of textural thing running through the hair. A bit mad, but we hope you like it. Don't go anywhere. We've got some more looks to share with you. Thank you very much. Thank you.